Welcome to the Lighthouse and to the Qigong Atelier. Begin by bringing one hand to your lower dantian and the other hand to your middle dantian, and really be sure that the eye of the palms of your hands are making contact with these marma crossroads of life force in your organism, and simply begin to breathe. Begin to breathe, and in doing so recognize that you're cleansing. You're right away with these first conscious breaths, you're cleansing fear out of the psychoanatomy. When we've got unnecessary quantities of fear in the system, it really shapes the way we move, and it shapes the way energy flows. So when we practice, we're pressing the release valve on all of the subconscious pressure that we knowingly and unknowingly are carrying around, almost always unnecessarily so, right? Let yourself right away, even before having practiced any of the forms, just in this breathing room space together, give yourself permission to experience the openness going to zero, the version of who you are when you're not congested or claustrophobic or, crammed full with agenda and worry and all that side of the polarity, but ping to the other side of the polarity, and allow yourself to, through the breathing and through beingness, to experience the elegance and the eloquence of your own emptiness, and thereby getting into absolutely each and every organ in your body, getting into your blood chemistry, getting into your brain chemistry, and getting into the circuitry of your pranic body, into all of the back roads and super highways, the entire mycelial matrix of your life force body, the chi in your body and the chi that is surrounding your body, accessing the rarefied field of life force that you're sort of bathing in as you simply stand here in this moment. Realize, friends, that energy is your currency. It's so revelatory when we make that connection and when we live in accordance with it. Energy is your currency, and so when we practice, we're cultivating energy, we're tending to the energy that we have inherited just simply through being a human being. So we're tending to what we've inherited, we're tending to what we're generating, that's G-force. We love this in integrative practices. And then we're being totally accountable and completely responsible with the currency of our own life energy, and we're putting it into savings. Put the energy, put the currency of your own energy into savings, so it's there for you when you need it, okay? So use this last breath to very consciously uplift out of the overwhelm that is so commonplace in the central nervous system. Feel your feet, maybe hopefully you have your shoes off and your socks off, and you're feeling all the cells and the molecules in the foundational points of your feet, connecting ever more deeply so with the coordinates upon which you stand on planet Earth. Let today's practice be an art of no mind that aligns you with your joy body. This is always there for you. It's 100% available for you, no matter the manner, always. One more conscious breath, conscious beingness, coming into aliveness, readying ourselves to flower. I love this time of year in terms of the angle that we take as practitioners, because it is such a rich and saturated time of the year for holding vigil around ritual versus habit, in the whole scope of what you're eating and how you're sleeping and the company that you're keeping and the way you spend your time. The last thing I'll say is that there isn't a single one of us out there who is more rich in time than anyone else, right? And so what we elect to do with the time that we all have the same amount of time. standing on the right foot, take hold of the ball of chi and lift up the left leg. And we're going to open the left leg, drop the heel, drop the ball of the foot, and drop the toes, and come on down. And then I want you to just start moving the ball of chi in towards your belly. Be very attentive to how you're conducting the life force energy in the fingers, how you're allowing for the calligraphic, circuitous flow of life force in the trunk of the body, from the pelvic floor to the roof of the mouth. Good. And with the right hand on top, sit down as deep as you want or can into your squat, and then tuck your right thumb into the left armpit. And fan as you begin to elongate and straighten the legs. Fan the left arm back. The right thumb is inserted deeply into the very center of the left armpit, and we're looking to the left thumb with the right eye. Pulse here. Maybe you want to lift the left heel as I'm demonstrating, and pulse into the peak, coil back in, pulse into the peak, really consciously rolling down and out through the back blade edge of your right foot. Good. Now pass the left hand alongside the left hip, alongside the left thigh. Palms of the hands are mirror neurons now facing each other in creative flow. And rock it back and forth just a little bit. The art of no mind. Be really, really curious about how you can generate as much vibrant, clean energy for yourself as you can. Now pass the left hand alongside the right hand, alongside the left cheek and ear, up and overhead, and then reach the left hand all the way to the right, looking beyond the tip of the left middle finger with the eyes. Inhale here, and exhale. Pass the left arm in front of the right thigh, through the middle of the thighs, both of them, and then back through to center. Good. Stand, feel your body weight transferring onto the left foot, and come up to standing on both feet. Ground the chi. Open the hands alongside the middle thigh, and shine the light of the center of the palms forward, cleansing fear out of the psychoanatomy, feeling the center of your center being able to rest in larger and larger circles of beingness and magnetism and benevolence and usefulness. Standing now on the left foot, take hold of the ball of chi, come to the right big toe, draw the right knee in, and then open. Drop the heel and the ball of the foot and the toes. And so the last time we were circulating in towards the body, now we're going to circulate out towards the body. As I commonly articulate, don't be surprised if you have one side that is willing to serve you the yes more than the other side. For me, it's more difficult to roll the chi away from my body. There might be a teaching for me in that. Recalibrating, down-regulating the central nervous system into homeostasis, into deep calm. Now, when the left hand is on top, we're going to insert the left thumb into the right armpit. Notice I'm spinning the back foot. The left heel is going back, and I'm rolling energy out of the nucleus of the hip joint, through the length of the leg, and out of the blade edge of the foot. Really get that feeling. Even get the feeling of life force coming from a higher point, like clean mountain water pouring down to the ravine. Feel it coming out of the nucleus of the shoulder, through the nucleus of the hip, through the femur and the long bones of the low leg, and out of the roots of the back foot. So left thumb into the right armpit, open. Coil back in, lifting the left heel, open. Lift, lift, lift through the spine as you open. Bring the left eye towards the right thumb. Squeeze all of the bones in the skeleton here for a moment. And come through. Inhale, open. Exhale. One more time, inhale. G-force, you're generating as much energy as you can. Bring absolutely every aspect of your being. Thought, intention, action, attitude into coherent flow. Now pass the right hand in front of the left hand, in front of the right cheek, and over the ear, and over the top of the head. Pass the right hand all the way through to the left. Drop your right hand in front of the left knee, into the space between both thighs. Back out to the right. Overhead, standing on the right foot, and step it together. Lift the left hand up to join the right. Inhale. Left hand to face the ground. Exhale. Both hands descending. Circulate through the hands along the side thigh. Tuck the chin in towards the pit of the throat. Tuck the low ribs in towards the navel. Tuck the navel back towards the spine. Lift the front of the pelvic bone up towards the bottom rib. And just stand in presence. No personhood. Just presence, incandescence, timeless presence. An embodiment and an emanation of a freedom that is in no way the product of a practice or an idea or a concept or thing. Inhale, breathe that in. Good. So I'm going to just turn to the side for visibility on screen. So let's stand on the left foot primarily, kick the right leg out, and root down through the back of the heel. We're going to hinge, crossing the right wrist over the left wrist. Animate through all 10 fingers, spreading all 10 toes. It's easier to spread the toes of the right foot because the toes are lifted and because you've got this sort of activation line of energy from the center of the hip to the center of the ball of the foot, but you can still get that going even in the foundational foot on the left side. Inhale, coming up. Draw the navel in the same way that you just were, standing at presence. Draw the navel in. Straighten the left leg. And then open the arms. Looking to the left, beyond the tip of the left middle finger. Send a wave through the spine. 1, 2, and 3. And then twist to face the other side. So now we're on the back of the left heel. I'm dropping my buttock bones towards the back of the left heel. Get that feeling. That's going to bring a lot of freedom into the structure and surface area of your back body. Hinge, this time left hand on top, radiating through all 10 fingers and all 10 toes. Bring your nose to the inside of the left knee. Inhale, coming up. Straightening, slowly straightening the right leg, dropping the buttock bones down towards the heels. And then opening the arms and looking to the right. 3 waves through the spine. I've just introduced another bend into the right knee. 1, 2, and 3. Let's do it once more, please, on each side. So hinge, right wrist on top. Inhale, coming up. Opening and waving. Transitioning, hinging. Inhale. Opening. Looking to the right momentarily, then waving. Follow your intuition in terms of where your head wants to be, or maybe the dance that the head and the neck wish to do as they participate in the wave. Come back through, embrace the lower dantian, and embrace opposite hand to elbow. We're going to hinge here. Keep your forearms wrapped in this way, tucked into the space between the bottom rib and the top of your pelvic bone. So we're hinging. And then bend the knees. Otherwise, you can just come up to standing. Otherwise, bend the knees and take the wrapped forearms up and overhead and come into a squat. Introduce the wave here. 1, 2, and 3. Good. And come all the way up. All the way up. Drop the chin in towards the pit of the throat. Drop the buttock bones down towards the back of the heels. And then lift the heels up towards the center of the shoulders. Drop your heels. And from the area behind the heart, lift up a little bit. Drop the buttock bones down a little bit more, and then drop back into a micro back bend from the area behind the heart. Good. And then take both arms up, palms up, thumbs up. Palms are like plates, and the 8 innermost fingers are oriented towards that invisible meridian. And then slowly open the arms out to the side, getting into the blood chemistry, into the brain chemistry, into the organs, and into the circuitry of your pranic body. Good. Step the left foot out and then the right foot out and come down into a squat, high or deep, depending on what your needs are and what's available, right? Right hand to the lower dantian. Reach the left arm forward and then over to the right. Reach the right arm forward and then right arm back. Hinge and then fan the right arm all the way around and to the left. And left arm forward, left arm back, and then all the way around. Left arm to the right, right arm forward, right arm back as you hinge, and then right arm around. Right arm to the left, left arm forward, and left arm back, hinging at the hip, and fan the left arm all the way around. Left arm to the right, right arm forward, right arm back, and then fanning. Really getting into the staccato expression of this serving teacups. Sometimes we do it like water. Sometimes we introduce a different essence, which is what we're doing right now. It's these different essences, the differentiation in the flavor of the feeling, the rasa, that allows you to begin developing literacy with steering yourself more steadily at the helm of who you are choosing to be in the moment. So if you know that you're feeling deficient in a certain way, you can move in a particular way to counterbalance and get into the pocket that is your desire. And desiring to feel a particular way, desiring to feel well, is always an acceptable want, and we should never shy away from naming and claiming and owning and occupying that desire, right? The universe, the existential eros of the creative universe that we live in, it is always desiring a healthy ecosystem, right? In order for life to continue giving life to life. So left arm to the right. And it's also, friends, the staccato energy that allows us to pierce the veil of habit. That's what I was talking about in terms of the ripeness of this time of year. We're piercing the womb of winter so that what is wanting to burgeon can find its flowering. Take the right arm back. Press the left palm into the surface of the lower dantian. Now take the right arm all the way around and to the left. And right hand to the belly, to the lower dantian, left arm forward. And then left arm back. And left arm all the way around. Good. Step it in. Lift your hands up to the middle dantian, slightly above the middle dantian, more so to the throat center. Feel the totem of your body. Feel all of the poetry and all of the stories and all of the nuances that are moving. Ground for palms of the hands, flourish. Palms of the hands facing forward. Relax the shoulder blades 3 times down. 1, 2, and 3. Good. We're going to come back into a stance and into a flow of form that we were in previously. So here we are again in the squat. Lots of squatting this morning, or whatever time of day or night you might be tuning into this practice. Tune into your energy. Do you have a lot of it? Is it flowing freely? Energy is your currency. What are you doing with it? Are you letting it just blow out of all the leaks in your habits? Or are we taking time to patch the leaks and taking right action to save the energy? Where in your organism do you need more energy? Do you need it in your low back, in your kidneys, in your adrenals? Do you need it in your sweet and tender heart? Do you need it in your overworked mind? Do you need it in the electricity of your central nervous system? Where do you need to save a little bit of energy? Tune into the reality of that right now. Right hand on top, and then slowly roll the energy in towards your body. Now with the right hand on top, pass the right hand behind the right ear, palm of the right hand to the sky, palm of the left hand to the earth, and as if you were pushing 100 pounds in each direction, push. Activate the thumbs in the respective directions that they're headed. Drop the left ear down to the left palm. Good, and then bring the right arm forward. Straighten the legs just to keep all of the joints content and enthusiastic about the process that they're engaging in. I'm just scooting back because I think I'm a little too far forward on the screen. So we were just threading it through the eye of the needle inwardly, threaded through the eye of the needle outwardly. Left hand on top. Pass it along the ear and the side of the head. Drop the right ear to the floor. Left hand on high, left thumb on high. Palm of the left hand flat. Palm of the right hand flat. And push. Draw the left We're gonna shake off our paws here in the same way that the great brown bear, upon awakening from the winter's hibernation, would shake itself off, would shake off all of the density and the inertia of the continuum that is that long season of sleep state. So metaphorically, how can we cut and paste that poeticism into our own processes? You know, where in my life am I shaking off the inertia of that long sleep state that has been the season of dream time? Oh, bless the dream time. I couldn't live without it. I'm a woman for winter in all the good ways. But ask yourself that so that we can also be humans for the season of opening, which is right around the corner. Presencing into the rarefied field of Qi here. Good. So we're going to tip the left knee towards the right inner knee, and then making fists, thumbs on the exterior of the fists, forearms parallel. I'm going to shake my forearms, and I'm in every way structurally attempting to keep the left lung on top of the right lung, left ribs on top of the right ribs. Okay, so I've got this sort of side bend that is a most remarkable detox for the right kidney and all of the organs in that vicinity of your inner body. Okay, so hinge, curling your nose in towards your navel, shake the forearms. When you know you're at the peak, then pause the trembling of the forearms and turn your gaze to look forward, and then turn your gaze to look toward the back of your right heel. We're going to swivel the left heel in and the left toes out and come up in a big stretch, lifting the spine up out of the shell of the pelvis like the great bear would lift up from its long rest. Now tip the right knee towards the inside of the left knee, attempting to structurally preserve the stacking of right lung on top of left lung, right ribs on top of left ribs. Forearms are parallel in another set of alignments, okay? So the backs of, or maybe we call it the fronts of the forearms, are parallel with the floor. Elbows are piking in towards the outer left hip. Nose is moving in towards the navel. Oh, and the fists are curling in towards the inner wrist, fist to wrist. When you're at the peak, pause the trembling. Rinse out the subtle connective tissues in the 7-inch transit between your brain and your heart, looking forward, and then hang the head back down into the space between the upper forearm or the upper arms. Drop your right heel in, toes of the right foot out. Come on up. And stretch up. Left knee towards the inner right knee. Pause the trembling. Look forward, drawing the left shoulder back onto the field of the back. Hang the head into the space between the upper arms. Drop your left heel in. Toes out. Inhale, coming up. And right knee in toward the left inner knee. And shake off your paws. Pause the trembling. Pull the right shoulder onto the field of the back. Swivel on the neck. Look forward. Hang the head. Inhale, coming up. Straighten the legs, rock the big toes to face north, and come into your bear claw, so bending the first 2 segments of all 10 fingers, and scratch your mark, creating your space. The art of no mind. You are in instinct. We can feel it. There's a different biochemistry underneath the current of being an instinct versus being an impulse. You can almost always always make that distinguishing. You can distinguish by taking your temperature. And I don't mean getting the thermometer out, but by tuning in to whether or not when you step up to the, into the boardroom to lead a big meeting of incredible thought leaders, are you hot or is your brain cool? You can always tell if you are on impulse or if you are in, the coolitude of instinct. That's my wish for you, is that you can start using the breakthroughs that happen in the rarefied field of your own chi. And you can see it start to steer you more steadily in absolutely every vicinity of your existence. And it will do that, and it does do that, whether or not we're conscious of it. But if we engage it consciously and we start directing it in the same way that we direct the savings account of our own life energy, if we start directing the revelation of our own clarity into our workaday world as well, good things happen more elegantly and effortlessly. Yeah, we like that. I'm going to do a time check. All right, I can see that we've gone to our time. I wish we had 90 minutes. I look so forward to seeing you again here in a couple of weeks. We're doing this on a every other week track as we're preparing to include all kinds of new offerings in this new season in the integrative practices portfolio. I'm happy to be your headmistress in regards to all this good work. So I thank you so very, very much. Take a minute together in closing and come back to, for the most part, where it was when we began, and feel just how efficient some of those forms were today at clearing the fear out of the psychoanatomy, so that you're in the freshness and in the spontaneity of the here now moment, and in the power of your radiant mind, in your Buddha nature. Your Buddha nature, capable of finding joy, capable of bringing laughter into the room, bringing more oxygen into whatever room you step into. Feeling how grounded and evenly metered the flow is in your nervous system, in parasympathetic nervous system dominance. And you can almost smell the perfume of the beauty in your blood chemistry, in your neurochemistry. Compassion in action, devotion in motion. Tune in with the place in your body that is where you were consciously saving the life force today. Thank you so much. Stay in touch with that place. I'll see you really soon.